It's August 16th, 2012, 5 p.m. in the afternoon, and I'm in my upper garden here on Salt Spring Island. I just want to show you how much sun and heat one of these Dicksonia antarctica Tasmanian tree ferns can handle. Current shade temperature here at 5 p.m. is 28 degrees Celsius, and humidity is 31%, so very low humidity here. I'm about 900 feet or so from the Pacific Ocean, our property. So very moderated. It's much warmer in other parts of Salt Spring Island, well over 30 degrees Celsius. But this is growing in an alcove in full hot sun. Now taking temperature readings, official ones are always taken from the shade. I take them from a double louvered box, a Stevenson screen. But I did put a temperature probe in the sun just to show you how hot it is in this alcove in the full sun. So by all means, this is not an official reading, but it'll give you an idea how much heat this tree fern can take and still look good. Some of the older fronds from last year just starting to brown, which they do. This is last year's fronds, and I do cut them off. It stays evergreen here. Lots of spores coming off of them right now, and you can see it floating around in the air. So the temperature probe here is reading 54.1 degrees Celsius. So, you know, that's an off-the-wall reading just because this is in the sun. If I move this to the shade and let it cool down a bit, it's going to be 28 degrees Celsius. So very, very toasty afternoon here on Salt Spring Island. It's been toasty all day. So, but as you can see, it doesn't phase the tree fern. I water it every couple of days, and it pumped out 24 fronds this year. And sometimes at the end of summer, it does put out a couple of more fiddleheads, but I don't know if it's going to do that this summer. But it's been a dry summer, not a lot of rain, and our summers here are generally very dry here on Salt Spring Island. And rainfall does vary throughout the island due to topography. So we have wetter areas and drier areas, and warmer areas and colder areas. It goes for summer. It goes for every season. Microclimate. So this is growing in a very good microclimate. And as you can see, winter doesn't phase it. Like I said, this is last year's fronds here. So I'll grab the camera and I'll show you the trunk. We'll put this back in here. So it's very, very toasty where this tree fern grows. And there's a palm tree growing in here. There's trachycarpus growing like weed, and tons of trachycarpus palms growing underneath that. Trachycarpus in here. And there is fish net here to keep the stinking cats out because they like to use this as a scratching pole. But there's the trunk on the Dicksonia. There's a Chamaedorea radicalis palm I planted many years ago. That's native to Mexico. None of the stuff gets protected in here. This I like to put burlap in the crown for the winter months, right where the fronds emerge, the cosiers emerge. It's a pretty tough specimen, about 58 inches a trunk or so on that one. And it's growing like mad. One of my favorite plants. The garden, I have 3 of them. I have 2 other ones at the on the northeast side of the house. This is the southwest side of the house. So at this latitude, at 48 degrees north latitude, the Dicksonia antarctica can grow in full sun. Southern latitudes, you're going to have to grow this in more shade. So I guess the sun down there's a lot more intense than here on Salt Spring Island, British Columbia, Canada. So I'm enjoying this heat as long as I don't have to work in it. It was a toasty day working in this thing, so I don't like working in the heat. I much prefer to work in cooler temperatures. But thank God our humidity is low here. Like I say, 31% is it makes these warmer temperatures bearable. And I don't see any end in sight to this warm weather.